Antonello de Messina illustrates the unpredictability of care through the kinship between a scholar and a beast. St. Jerome was at his desk when a wounded lion wanders in with a thorn in its paw. The scholar plucks out the thorn and tends to its wounds. St. Jerome's pilgrim hat suggests that he goes out and travels, but yet he prefers to stay in this strange place with a lion. What brought them together? Perhaps Messina is suggesting that it was in fact the desk. The desk acted as a place for the scholar to conduct his work in an oversized study, and was also the lighthouse the wandering lion was seeking. The awkward desk responded to the needs of the scholar and the lion, and became the catalyst to a friendship they didn't know they needed. While Messina depicts a magical narrative through his painting, this artist's impression of Old Kent Road's future depicts another. The Old Kent Road development plan promises to transform the area in 20 years' time. Within the Old Kent Road Opportunity Area, a new set of regulated street structure will punctuate through existing neighborhoods. Large brownfield sites will be deleted and redeveloped, and around them, office towers will rise to match those in adjacent areas. The aim is to turn Old Kent Road into an extension of central London, a place lined with high streets, pubs, and charming cafes. The action plan set in motion in 2016 is already receiving backlash from the local community. They are claiming that the councils have colluded with private investors and are cheating them of their homes. The conflict between developers and residents occur in every large-scale development scheme. Are these regeneration methods the only way we can improve our cities? And what qualifies as an improvement anyway?
Evicted today from the court. That's why we are protesting, saying that our democratic ballot has been disregarded.
20 years ago, Cedric Price suggested an alternative method to nurture our built environment. His Project Magnet features a series of short life structures designed to trigger a new kind of access, information, and delight in London. One of the 10 magnets were in fact designed for Burgess Park, located just off the Old Kent Road. In his project, architecture is not meant to play the role of the protagonist, but as part of the city's infrastructure that supports daily activities. They might help you start a dance class, sell homemade jam, exhibit your daughter's portrait, or allow for some quiet time alone. To Price, architecture is not the pearl, but only the catalyst, the grit of sand that encourages those with the ability to turn it into a pearl to do so. Funded by local authorities and civic bodies, switches are located in between old neighborhoods and new developments. They are designed to trigger a physical engagement with the shifting landscape of the city.
Good morning. Welcome back to the Old Kent Road. We are delighted to inform you that the switches are all up and running. Please check the switchboard for real-time updates at each switch point. There are currently 3 in operations, 1 on Hamel Street, Latona Road and at Friary Estate. The schedule will sync shortly. Drive safe and enjoy. Switches have been updated. Here are the current locations for the daily, hourly and annual switches. Calculating route.
Today's route will first take you to the hourly switch. Similar to the parking system for cars, residents are able to rent an allotment on an hourly basis. Some lots are more popular on Sundays. Others at night. A dial with a diameter of 3 meters rotate 90 degrees daily at the chime of school bells, closing off one of the vehicular entryways. For the next 3 hours, the road becomes pedestrianized, welcoming all to bring out their skates or bask in the sun. The loop moves at a speed of 0.8 meters per hour. Once every 4 months, it shifts a quarter turn. At each quarter turn, one of the 3 parties governing the loop gets to take charge of the wheel, for better or worse. Situated on the loop are co-working spaces that house a switch office and tenement management organization. From this moving building, residents come together to strategize on future developments in the area. At each quarter, the residents discuss the plan for the coming year. In July, principal of Hail Mary School has given Toby from 3rd grade the authority to design a mural on the loop. In October, Lindsay from Friary Estates proposed to install sinks. The switches provide a window of opportunity for one to propose an intervention for their built environment, whether you have a minute, hour, or month. If you have missed the chance today, there is always tomorrow.
Good morning. Welcome back to the Old Kent Road.
The notion that the precious pearl is always formed when a grain of sand enters the oyster is a myth. A pearl of value is found in less than 1 in 10,000 wild pearl oysters. If magnet is the grit to the pearl, then the switches are the forces that create the grit. The grit is not always meant to be generative all the time. Its purpose is simply to create a moment of friction. Whether that moment will lead to a pearl is an entirely different matter.